Hey out there, welcome to another edition of Sparky's Wild Side. Today, I'm at my favorite place with my favorite people. Don, Vinnie, D on the
I'd be on your left, brother.
They're right then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're right, Don, Vinnie. And on my right, your left, that'd be the hot rod Michelle. Did you bring your bike tonight?
No.
No.
Okay, how boring has your life gotten that I'm one of your favorite people?
Because you're the only one that takes my phone calls.
Ah, okay.
Hey, it's
Somebody remind me to block his number.
Right? Yeah, but you wouldn't have all this fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And now, think about the fun we're going to have next week.
What are we doing next week? You said it was going to be a surprise to me. What are we doing?
Should I tell them?
No, I think you should.
We're going racing, brother.
Racing what?
Cars. You know?
Cars.
Yeah, race cars.
You found a place where racing cars.
Remember when I worked with NASCAR?
Yeah!
I said I was supposed to get that free run with the Dale Jarrett School. You remember that?
You were talking about it. I thought you were just...
No, well, actually, you know, I wound up getting custody of my kids. But that summer, I was supposed to get a 60-lapper
Okay.
at Talladega. It's like a $2,500 package just because we were part of their company soliciting them
Okay.
and helping to market them. So they felt the best way for us to market them was to have actually experienced the product.
Makes sense.
So I was kind of bummed about it, and I happened to see Christina Jarrett on Facebook the other day. So I shot her a little line and said, "What's up?" Well, it wasn't Christina, it was actually Jason. He was on hers just chatting with somebody. And we got to talking, told him what we're putting together with this new radio station and all, and he said if there was anything he could do to help. I said, well, yeah, you could set me up a car and let me get some video inside it and run a race.
Okay, who's doing the video of this menagerie?
I guess they're going to do it for us because we're going to be racing.
That's cool.
But
I can't... Wait, am I allowed to put you into the wall?
You ain't going to be able to keep up with me, brother.
Just because you haven't seen the way I drive doesn't mean I can't.
Brother, if my driving on 19 scares you, wait until
Because we're on
track.
19! I keep telling you we're not at Daytona. If we're at Daytona, I wouldn't say anything.
Ah, okay. Well, Daytona.
Being at Daytona or at Pocono or Talladega or any of those, there's a different setup there. Everybody else is doing the same thing as you. On US 19, you're supposed to use the brakes periodically.
That's true.
Red light means stop.
Yeah, well, it means the same thing in NASCAR. It's the yellow one that means caution.
Yeah.
And I don't know why everybody on US 19 seems to think when that yellow light comes out it means stop. I thought it always meant put that pedal to the metal and go like hell, get through it before it goes red. That's how it is in NASCAR, isn't it?
And there's anybody that wonders why I don't like driving with him.
Well, it is Florida.
Right?
Hey, we're in God's largest waiting room as it is where we are.
Right?
But he seems like, you know, the old Chinese proverb, man who drive like hell, bound to get there. They had him in mind!
Right? Well, Michelle knows about going fast. And, with me, that is. And, well, let me refrain.
Yeah, you better.
Michelle rides a 600 Ninja?
Yes.
A 600 Ninja, okay. In my day, we used to call them cafe racers.
Mhm.
Nowadays, they're sport
considered a
bikes.
sport bike.
bikes.
Either way, they're rice grinders. But anyway, they're fun. But I'd never ridden a cafe style before.
I don't.
I always
like
had the
riding sport bikes.
cruisers and the
Yeah.
choppers. So, you know,
I'm not
Michelle
real comfortable on a chopper,
had just
but
bought her bike. She hadn't had an endorsement yet. I don't think you've even really been out on the big road yet
No,
with
not
it,
yet.
have you? So, she calls me up one night and says, hey, they're having a bike night up the street. You want to go? I'm like, sure. She goes, I'm not taking the bike, though. I'm like, why not? You're going to go to a bike night and not take a bike? She goes, I don't really want to ride it on 19. So, well, how about I
Okay.
drive over to your house, and I'll drive us up there on the bike.
you just wanted to ride another cycle. That's
Yeah,
all.
well, it's been a few
Well.
years, yeah. So, you know, we went up there and we did that, and what street was that? Embassy that come out on 19?
Mhm.
I thought it was the expressway, the toll truck.
No, that was the following weekend.
Oh,
The
okay.
first time when we went to the bike show.
Oh, right, yeah, it was 19, yeah.
Well, we got off of Embassy onto 19, and by Jasmine I was doing 100. Actually, by Jasmine I was slowing down from 100. So you better be careful
Right.
around.
That sounds about right with you.
So, I mean, that was fun. And the next week I was going down to see a friend of ours in Tampa, and I contacted Michelle, see if she was doing anything. I said, because we really got to take this thing out on the toll road, hit some speed. So she's like, no, we'll go down there. And it was cold that night, too, wasn't it? Oh, man, was it
It
cold.
doesn't have to be all that cold. It can be something like 60 degrees, but when you're on a bike,
It was,
that wind will go over your pant leg, it'll freeze you to death.
Yeah.
it was like, what, last November, I think it was. So it was about as cold
Okay.
as it is. No, it was colder. So I remember I was wearing a sweatshirt, my leather, and gloves.
Okay.
And we got over to the toll road, got right on it, turning onto the ramp to it. And I told her, I says, all right, hold on now. And by the time we hit the end of the ramp, we were doing like 135. And we got out on the road, and I was there, and that was about my comfort zone. Probably the bike's comfort zone, too.
Well, those bikes are made to do a little more speed.
Yeah, but, you know, 2 people on there, it's
That gets a little bit rough.
yeah, you got, like I said, it got a little
A Ninja's
shaky.
not made for having really 2 people at high speed. One person high speed or 2 people low speeds.
Now, what's the fastest you've done on it by yourself?
Mom, this isn't true, you know, so hopefully she never sees this. She'd, you know, choke me, but I think like $120, something like that.
That's
Yeah.
that's getting there.
Yeah.
Now your boyfriend rides too, don't he?
Yes, he does.
Now he's a little more on my side of thinking. Crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Break.
He's a little more
wheelies
aggressive
and
in his
breaking.
riding.
Yes, he is.
Well, nowadays, you remember, back in my day, if you could ride a good wheelie, that was cool. You know, now they're doing this. What is it? Brakies? Is that what they call them?
Oh,
Where they
yes.
hit the front brake and bring the
Yeah.
rear wheel up. Now that's stupidity. There.
No,
I'm sorry.
stupidity is what they con my younger brother into. He rides a Gixxer 6 at the time.
A Gixxer 6.
GSXR 6. It's one of the Suzuki's.
Oh, okay.
He had that thing going and gets up on there and starts trying to surf with that damn thing.
Standing on it.
Yeah. You know, no hands on the handlebars. You're going to surf on the bike. Now that's stupidity. But at least he's not one of the ones that does it without having the jacket and the other on.
Well, that's
You know,
good.
some of his buddies are out there in, you know, sneakers and shorts and no shirt, and they're
Yes.
doing the stupidity.
And sunglasses.
And I'm going,
Yes.
I want to see you fall and get the road rash because you deserve it for being that stupid.
Right.
I've got my injury from the road rash, and where I was like, oh, well, good, I can see all the way down the muscle.
Oh.
I had I hit
always
a
fun.
sand patch. The bike went out from under me because I was downshifting, and when it went over, the clutch handle broke, and
That's wild.
clutch handle broke and stuck into my arm. I'm going, oh,
Really?
nice. And I'm pulling that out, and I'm going, okay, I gotta get back home.
Wow.
I was maybe 10 blocks from home. It was just like, okay, this is gonna end my riding for the day.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cop thought somebody hit me.
I mean, it'd be hard to ride without a clutch handle, you know.
Mhm.
Well, half of it broke, but enough of it was still there. So I rode the bike back home the 10 blocks. The cop thought someone hit me. I go, didn't hit me. I was downshifting, and there's a sand patch, and you could see it. It was right where US 19 crosses over Roosevelt Boulevard. And it was just coming out of that. There's a sand patch. He could see it from when we were pulled off to the parking lot. He's like, you going to be okay? I said, I'm going home. My mom's a nurse. I'm just going to lay down and wait till mom comes to help me because otherwise I may as well just shoot myself.
Right.
Yeah, I had something like that happen on, come up on some gravel.
Yeah.
Turning onto a street,
Mhm,
there's
yes.
gravel. My front wheel goes this way, my face goes that way. Luckily, I had a full face belt.
Yeah.
And you know, back then, most people didn't have full face helmets.
Right, you wouldn't.
It was still the open face. Now, you don't see too many of them anymore.
I still have one.
You know, everybody's got closed face, and it's good because if I hadn't had mine, you know, that little plastic shield they put on them wouldn't have done nothing
No.
for my face. But yeah, I've had several big wrecks. I hit a taxi cab. You know them old checkered taxi cabs?
Yes.
I hit one of them right between the front and the back door at 60 miles an hour. Guy ran a red light and stopped right in the middle of the intersection.
Wow.
And I was maybe 20 foot out of the intersection. I had just kicked second gear and had enough time to step on it to drop it back into first. And that's what actually saved me, because when the cop looked at the bike, I heard him talking to another cop, saying, well, he couldn't have been going too fast because it was in first gear. Yeah, well, KZ1000 will do 63 miles an hour in first gear.
Sounds like that old Honda 550K that we had. That thing would take off like a rape tape. It just...
I
You're not
had,
even trying.
I had an
That's
old
fun.
Kawasaki 350, It was an enduro, street
Okay.
enduro. And I bought it used. Well, the guy that had it before me must have done a lot of hill climbing and that type of stuff, because it had a huge sprocket on it. And that thing would pop the front wheel off in every gear. And I worked for a pizza place.
Oh no.
And this one manager, oh man, always giving me shit, cocky little bastard. So I was like, okay. He's on the back of it. I see him smiling. I tell him, hold on. He says, I am holding on.
No.
I said, okay.
Now it's time to punish him.
Cracked that thing open, front wheel went up, his feet went by my head like this, and no more Zorro on the back of the motorcycle. I had that happen to a black guy off my KZ1000 too. You know, he being macho, he didn't think it was cool to hold a guy's waist, so he was holding on the seat strap like this. And KZ1000 at that time was brand new. I hadn't put headers on it yet, so it was very quiet. He says, let's go. I was like, all right, you holding on? He says, I'm holding on right back there. I cracked it open. He went flying off the back. I come back. I said, what happened? You said you were holding on. He says, man, that bike is so quiet. I didn't think it had any kind of power. I said, well, quiet doesn't mean, it doesn't have to be loud to have power, you know. So, but he learned. But that was a fun bike. I had a lot of fun times on motorcycles. I miss it. One day I'll own another one.
That'd be fun. Lots of fun. Definitely.
So, but I know some of our viewers are probably wondering what's going on, because we're no longer with Talk Slam Radio.
Yeah, well, we had a little disagreement with Talk Slam, didn't we?
I guess. I don't know. You know, he wanted, he evidently, somebody offered to pay more money for our time slot, so he wanted to go with them. And which is just as well, because, you know, we were looking at shutting down with them in, the end of December.
Yeah, finish out the year.
And, you know, that's what I told our new network. And we'll be bringing you more news about the new network we're with. And what do we have, 6 new shows we're going to be premiering in January, I believe it is?
Was it 6 or 7?
I don't think we got confirmation on the 7th.
Okay.
Yet. But,
you also got some sponsors lined up with this.
yeah. And, you know,
what was the key on this one? Because I remember when we were going for sponsors before, one of the things that held us back was not having the numbers.
One was the numbers, and they weren't real happy with some of the shows. They didn't feel it really represented them.
But it was us.
It was us, but, you know, they were looking at other stuff on the network too. You know, which I think is kind of wrong, but in the advertising packet, I can understand why, because they don't just you know, they pay so much to advertise, but it's not just on our show. So the advertising gets put on other shows, and one person, his wife is pretty religious.
Uh-oh.
And evidently she kind of caught him checking out the Anything Goes with KY show, and that kind
Sounds
of
like a fun show.
that kind of shot the sponsorship on that deal.
Hey, Milk Talk could have cost him that one.
Yeah, but
they could get a little bit rude.
yeah, well, we do too.
No, we get a lot rude.
Well, but in a different way. Yeah, we're just rude to people, not
Usually to one another.
Yes, that too.
I'm still going to get you back for sending Bone's cousin to me that last show we did.
You better watch out. He might be racing with us this weekend.
Oh, good. I'll just run him into the wall early.
Yeah, he's pretty ruthless. You know, he doesn't like to lose, and he definitely got that wrestling mentality. You ain't, what is it? You ain't trying if you ain't cheating, or you ain't if you're cheating you ain't. No, how the hell does that go? Anyway, he don't care. He can't get in no more trouble.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, he's got something over Bad Santa. You told about that, didn't you?
Let's not.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Huh? Check it out, Dale Earnhardt. That's a shame.
We were talking about senior, aren't we?
Yeah.
I can see she's a senior fan with a 3 on the shoulder.
You know, he was a good driver. It's a shame.
He had a different style than a lot of the drivers now. I have to wonder, I think a couple of races I've seen this year that the first thought I had was getting back out of the track and run the guy right into the wall for some of the stunts he pulled. Kenseth was pissed me off on one race, and actually Kenseth pissed me off on several races. I wanted him put in the wall. And I think it's the Stewart threw his helmet at him one race. And I'm going, that would be the minimum I'm doing is throwing my helmet at him. That's if my car doesn't work anymore, the helmet's going through his windshield.
Okay.
Right.
And Danica Patrick even had problems with him this year.
Well, I hear Danica Patrick had problems with many people this year.
Yeah, but I gotta have a little bit of respect for Danica this year, because even though she doesn't have as control of her car like she should, at least she had the brass to run somebody in the wall and take them out of the race.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it screwed herself up and about several other cars, but at least she got the person that was screwing her over. I gotta respect that.
Right.
Even Senior, I think, would respect something like that. He'd just be on her. Great, you put him in the wall. But you put the wrong car!
Right. Did it the wrong way.
Yeah, it's like, here's how you fix that.
So I hear you never played poker.
No.
No. You never play poker.
Yeah, which style are we playing?
I think, if we're going to do something and she's never played, we should go with, something easy, 7 card. If she got cards are up, we can help her through it and have a little fun with it.
Okay.
Deuces wild or no?
She's learning now. You don't do that.
Alright, so no wild cards. Oh, we should have left them wild.
Okay, wait. You do understand... Have you ever, even some of the basics on poker?
Nope.
Okay. Pairs.
In rank,
Two pair.
from bottom up. Pair. Then 2 pair beats a pair. Then 3 of a kind. So it's okay so far?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm alright so far, but I do remember getting a few lessons, and it just, I don't know, we were kind of drinking at the time too, but I didn't.
Why do I get the feeling about we're getting hustled here?
Yeah.
Right. We'll play it through. We ain't got no money on the table, so.
Yeah, I noticed that. I
I'll
figured
take
you'd have
that.
the chips or something like that. We're not doing any strip poker. I do not want to see you bare ass.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
Do not.
Alright. Well, I was gonna
She's
win.
got a boyfriend.
I was
I'm
gonna
sorry, I wouldn't
win
mind it,
anyway,
but I don't
so,
think you want to see my fat ass bare ass, and I know I don't want to see him bare ass. So let's go back to Slinger.
But anyway, so you deal
Straight
2 down,
flush.
1 up.
Full house,
Okay.
straight flush.
And on this type, if you're dealing a draw game, the man on the left of the dealer would be the first one to pick cards.
Yeah.
Right? Since we're not playing that, or he would be the first one to bet. Then everybody bets, then you pull cards. Since we're playing 7 card, it goes by the highest hand showing. So I would actually bet first, a nickel, whatever, look at my cards, and then deal out the next one.
Okay.
Now Vinny's looking good. Oh, wow.
Okay, I got
See, we should have went with
No,
deuces.
we didn't need to go with deuces. I'm the one without a deuce here.
If we were running deuces wild, you'd have a pair of 7s showing, I'd have a pair of 8s, and Vinny'd have a lonely
Ace high.
ace. But since it's no wild cards, it's an ace high, the ace would bet.
Nah, not right now. I'd be checking it because there's too many cards out here that can mess things up.
Okay, a jack, no help.
She's
No
got closer
help.
to straight than I do.
And no help.
You know, a lot of red and they're not the
So
same.
the ace would bet again.
We'll teach you to check it.
No help, in fact.
I'm straightening up a lot there.
No help there.
6, 7. Ooh, you got the inside straight. Pull.
And no help there.
You ever getting a lot of straights here, but that's the 4th card.
Yeah.
So this is our last card. We got 2 down and 4 up here. This is the last card.
Last one goes down. And then you look and you laugh at your hand. Me personally, I would fold. Let's see what you got. Okay, she would bet $1. Benny, what would you do?
I'd call and raise too.
Okay, what you got? Probably got a couple aces.
No. I was going for the straight of the flush.
So
Ace
you had
high.
ace high? See? So you beat him. You had a pair of 7s.
Ah, she had the pair.
It's a fun game.
Yeah,
More
okay.
fun when everybody knows and there's plenty of money. I used to
Right.
like going down to Doyle's house, but they don't, nobody ever goes and visits him anymore.
I don't know why. It was fun.
A lot of people just, when they were right there, most of them were his neighbors
I
right there.
see, right.
So they don't want to take the 20-minute drive to go over there and hang out, We used to go down there on a regular basis, play poker. I never lost when I went there. I always made some money. And now, you know, I'm about the only one who ever comes and visits them anymore.
Yeah, it was like an hour drive over there. Huh. We should go there sometime.
We should do that.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I try to get him to come up here, but he doesn't like wandering too far from home.
I wonder why.
Hey, what's up with, it's not FCW anymore, it's
NXT.
NXT. When are they running?
Well, they're still running on Thursday nights, but they run not only at Tampa, but they're also running in Orlando.
Well, I don't think we want to drive to Orlando.
No, I don't want to do a ride to Orlando. I don't like.
So what
I
are-
did
what
too
are they
many
doing?
drives over to Sanford, and stopping in Orlando was the halfway point for us.
Right. So what are they doing, every other week now?
I don't know if they're doing. Well, they're running every week, but I don't know if it's running every week there in Tampa where they used to be. You want to cut these things up? You pass the deal to me.
Yeah, I kind of miss the wrestling. But now that...
You miss the wrestling.
You know, now the one show that's coming on, I guess we're going to be doing a lot more. Going to wrestling. I guess we'll have to talk to Frankie.
Oh,
Frank
for
Graves.
DWI?
And see if maybe we can do a weekly show out of there.
You know, DWI, there's nothing wrong. I wonder how they made out with the tryouts that they had back on the 27th. I mean, I know we had weird situations, so we couldn't go, but
Right.
that would have been good to get down there. And the thing is, they run a show every Sunday. It's real family friendly. They keep everything PG, so it's not we have to worry about the language. Actually, you got to worry more about the fans than you do anything else.
Yeah, we had that problem in Mag. A couple of kids, you know.
Probably the same fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, you know. But, yeah, it's hard. You can control your wrestlers, but the fans, you know.
Yeah, you can't.
You sometimes can't control the wrestlers. I had the misfortune of being at a WXW show, and Aqua, the Wild Samoan, yeah, Pops is not very lenient because he was in WWF for so long. One of the rules is you do not spit at fans.
Oh,
Let
right.
alone spit on them, but you do not even spit at them.
Alright.
One of the wrestlers spit at the fan. Now, he didn't hit the kid,
Yeah.
but he spit at them. It looked great for the gimmick, except the fact that the mom went absolutely bonkers.
Oh no.
And he was just, and she was getting ready to come over the rail to just beat this guy, and I'm like, he's gonna kill her. Because once you start swinging on somebody, they no longer focus on whether you're male or female. Now somebody's attacking me.
Right.
That would have been a
later-
mess.
And Pops was not pleased. Pops was out to hurt somebody for that one.
Right, right.
They didn't wrestle for I think the next 3 shows.
Mm.
They've got something going on this Saturday, Pops, up at WXW, the Wild Samoan Tag
team.
Tournament.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the Highwayman in that one?
Really?
Which means I fear for everybody else because Mark and Butch, I'm just...
Right. It's a shame it's so far away. I mean, you know, for us to go up there, it'd be a whole tank of gas.
It's not so much that it's far away. It's the fact that gas is now, you know, closer to $4 a gallon.
Well, no,
$2
no.
a gallon.
Actually, right now it's closer to 3. I just paid, what
That's
was
still
it?
closer to 4 than it was to 2.
Well, you know, what, 2 weeks ago it was a lot closer to 4. What was it, like 370 something, 374?
I wonder why the gas dropped like that.
Oh, well, you're going to watch it go right back up tomorrow.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Yeah, now the election's over.
Obama made a few overseas phone calls, say, hey, help me out. They helped him out. Now he's going to say, okay, now rape him.
Yeah,
I'm in here for another 4 years. Take it up to 6 if you want. I don't care.
Wow.
You know, that was one of the reasons why I started using the bus system.
Mm-hmm.
Just because gas got so expensive. If I don't have to drive, I'll take the bus. It was easier on me.
Yeah.
And less aggravation. Why get the road rage?
See, unfortunately, down here they don't really have the greatest bus service route-wise, that is.
Definitely not.
You know, for me, I got to walk 3 miles before I can get to a bus stop.
Does a bus stop somewhere around your place?
I think it's over there on 52 and Little. On the corner there. It doesn't come any further east. What now, Mariano was saying something about trying to get them to run a route down Hicks Road to go by the rec center
Yeah.
there too, because they're supposed to be putting sidewalks and all in, but I haven't heard from Jack since the election. We helped him out. He's done with us now.
The election's over.
But, you know, I have a feeling sometime
Was it
next
is
July
it
or
the
August.
was it the fact that the election's over, or the fact that we caught the park people doing something a little shady?
I really don't
You know, have you gotten a call since that last that last Swimmer of the Stars?
Oh, I haven't heard from anybody since then.
Yeah, we had one of Swimmer of the Stars. We were doing the food and everything else. Well, we wanted to try and make sure everybody got some of the food, so we started handing out tickets with every.
The first one, people were jumping right back in the line, doubling up on food.
No, so kids are going to do that if you give them the opportunity.
A lot of people didn't get. So the following one, we implemented tickets. You know, the 2-part tickets. You come in, you get a ticket.
And you were doing raffles too.
Food. Yeah, we're doing raffles and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you combined it real well.
Inadvertently, the first one, our numbers were different.
Yeah.
Like by what, 40 people?
Yeah, you were saying you had gone over the numbers, and it was at 220 something, like 223.
Yeah, that had actually came in and turned like 46 away. Well, they showed only 180 came in. So we didn't push the issue, but inadvertently, by doing the tickets for the food, it made them more accountable.
Oh, it definitely made them accountable.
Because now we had a definite number of how many people were there. So they got all bent out of shape, and they sent me an email stating...
Wait. Let's not forget the fact that they told us after that first one that they weren't letting people with the passes come in. And then when we were handing out the tickets, the person that was handing out the ticket was my mother. So it was, they're letting people with passes in. I'm like, well, they don't pay, they don't get the ticket.
Right. The people that didn't pay to get in, that were on their passes, didn't get a ticket, so they didn't get food. So they raised a big cane about it, and then that was like, oh, well, you told us everybody was being charged, that pass holders weren't getting in for free. So we kind of caught them with their pants down there.
Oh, remember the one guy came over, he didn't have the ticket, and was like, well, and he sold us cupcakes. And I was like, well, what do you have to do to get the I said, well, we're ordering the food. And he's like, it's, $3. And he's like, oh, here, he just gave me like about $10 worth of... Man, he didn't care about anything else. He just wanted those little company cake things.
Yeah,
and it's like,
But,
people are honest. They're not going to, shaft you on that one for that little bit because you were giving them food.
Yeah.
Real food. It wasn't like, well, we've done pizza before, but we were also doing chicken wings and hoagies.
We had hoagies from Best of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
We had the wings from
those
Chicken
are amazing.
Wings. We had Scotty's Pizza. We had the cupcakes from Cubby Cakes.
Cubby
really?
Cakes,
all these companies, they donated.
Cubby Cakes, they did those mini ones
that
that
donated to help save the pool. And then, Vinny and I, we got, well, the first one we had, a day to promote it?
Yeah.
We brought 160 kids. The second one we had a week and we brought 220?
No, wait a minute. I thought we did 135 that first one one day.
Okay,
and we got 165 when they
right.
gave us a few days to actually promote it.
And then the third one, the big one, was the 220.
We had 220. They say we had 186.
Wow.
And that's when I was going, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. So they were letting people with the passes or something in, so we had to ask about that. And then that next one we had 191. And I know that because that's how many tickets were handed out. We had the 191.
And then that week I got an email stating, Mr. Judge,
we had to take our program back.
We feel we are losing control of our program. We feel that people that have no right making decisions have been making the decisions, and we need to take our program back. Hey, take your program back.
It's not like we were getting paid to do anything.
You know how many people showed up at the next one? What was it, 27?
Was it that low? I thought it was 37. It was 27?
It was some ridiculously low number. The next, I think they ran 3 more of them, and it was like 30, maybe 35, and then the last one we went to again, and there were 50 people total. And like 19 of them were parents sitting outside the water just making sure their kids were safe.
Well, the problem that they have is they don't know how to market it. We did. They didn't know even how to use the social media, even though they're on it.
What's really sad, though, is, we do know how to market it, but we really didn't. All we did was invite a few kids on the internet.
Yeah.
And kids let others know it.
Right.
And,
that word of mouth is big.
What made it is the fact that we took the time to go out and get sponsors and have food there. We had prizes. We had contests.
Right.
Well, it wasn't just swimming. They made an event of it. And, it's the same thing we used to do for the schools when we were trying to do our different teams as fundraisers. We just did the same thing.
It's like the last one I went to, it's like I was amazed how many people there came up to us and asked me, how come there's no food? I said, because they didn't want me running it anymore. And they're like, well, they need you running it. So this ain't no fun. Because everyone you had, all them people, we had a blast.
Well, that's the other thing. If you have a lot of people, you interact with more people that have fun. You have like 10 people, you might have a good time. You get 30 people in something like that big, people interact, they play around, they do stuff. The dive contest that you have.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what possessed all these people to do a belly flop contest.
Oh, goodness.
That's
stomachs,
belly flop contest is like the all-American thing that goes back forever. Because I don't think I've ever been to a pool party anywhere that they didn't have a belly flop contest.
And I have never done belly flop contests.
Now, what about
basically
these?
because I do not go out to inflict pain upon myself or in normal circumstances.
What about these guys that climb these towers and jump into these, them basically plastic kiddie pools? They're like 6 foot round and this deep, and they do belly flops on that. Now that's insane.
Right, I've seen that.
No, insane is this guy that goes to the edge of the atmosphere and does a free fall.
No, now that's awesome. That is awesome. I'd be right there next to him, brother, in a minute. My concern is what happens when that chute opens when he's doing 1,000+ miles an hour. Is there a progressive slowdown on the chute system?
Well,
or what?
you have that situation, but you also have that terminal velocity. You eventually hit a point where you aren't picking up speed. Gravity will pull you down to certain speed.
Okay, but that's not terminal velocity.
But
terminal velocity is only 48 miles an hour?
I don't remember what it is. It's been
it's something like that. If you hit the ground falling at 148, that's terminal. You're dead.
Actually, no. you have
Right?
There is a situation, and the one that gets me is the guy that jumped out of the plane, and the chute didn't open.
Oh, goodness sakes.
He bounced twice.
Goodness.
Do you understand? Think about this. Imagine the impact necessary for you to bounce once.
Well, when
this guy bounced
when
twice.
I picture somebody bouncing,
Really?
He lived through it. Broken legs and ribs and arms, but
bouncing like that you're talking about, I'm envisioning Rick Roberts. I could see him bounce.
Rick Roberts, Tweedledee, however you want to call that fool, if he comes out of the sky, I'm seeing flashes of Wile E. Coyote hitting the ground, and there's an imprint of him in the ground, and he's down,
Yes.
X number of feet, but there's still a hole in his body imprint.
Yes.
Jack and the Beanstalk cartoon, right?
Yeah.
New Grand Canyon.
Yeah, right?
That would be one appropriate for the song "I Feel the Earth Move." You know who we're talking about,
Yes,
right?
yes. Yes, I do.
Alright, anyway, back to the cards here before you start getting any worse. She's got the snowman, the 8 of clubs. You got the 9 of hearts. I got a 9 of spades.
So since we're
Is that
not
the
betting,
dealer?
just put them out.
Alright.
Let's see.
I don't even look at the cards. The snowman gets another club, a deuce. No, the deuce wild is not going to go. Okay,
Right.
9 of hearts gets a 10 of diamonds. Straighten it up. And I'm going with her club. I got a 9 and a 4. But you got the high card with a 10, so it would be your bet.
Okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, this place takes forever to get them food, don't it?
Well, you started talking about the food when we had the pool party, and our mouth is now going for those best of Philly cheesesteaks. I'm going to hurt you for that one.
Oh, that place is
6.
amazing.
The best of Philly?
Yes.
Yeah, they're good.
Very good.
Should never.
Now, I tell you what, though, Scotty's has an awesome Philly cheesesteak, but he does this thing called the Fat John.
Oh, God.
And it's usually ham and cheese, but we have them make it steak and cheese for us. Oh, God, to die for.
Okay, you got a 7, 9, and 10. You're trying to go for the inside straight. I got the high jack,
You
but
got the jack.
I'm a check, and I'm not going to worry
All
about it.
right, sounds like a plan.
Okay, you got an 8 of clubs, a 2 of clubs. Well, she got the high card. She got the ace of diamonds.
Cool.
And you got a queen of clubs.
Beginner's luck.
See, I stole your 4 of clubs. He stole the queen of clubs. That flush is going away from you. And I got the ace of clubs. Oh, yeah, I'm stealing cards left and right.
So I guess the ace jack would have to bet on that one.
Oh, I think I'll just check that up then. So, down card. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what goes.
Good God. Well, I would say that the ace-jack would still bet on this one.
Well, I'd bet the buck.
Buck. What do you think?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Help the girl out.
Oh, yeah, I'd throw in a buck for sure. Hold on to that.
Okay.
Okay, being that I know what she has, I'm folding.
Yeah,
but
you
no.
cheating.
No, I'll throw a buck in there. So,
All right,
Vinny,
here
it's
we go.
on you.
I got a pair of bullets.
Pair of bullets.
That would be the pair of aces.
You got a pair of kings.
Ah.
So his bullets beat you.
The Cowboys would be good. What are you sticking with then?
Huh?
The Cowboys are a good thing to stay with a lot of times.
Yeah, I would have stayed with it.
Especially in this
Yeah.
game where it was a straight
But,
game and nothing worthwhile.
I actually pulled out the straight.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hey, got lucky.
Now, we're sitting here playing poker. Have you ever watched the World Poker Tour on ESPN or the channels?
Yes,
Okay.
parts.
Okay, what do they play?
I have no idea.
Well, they're playing poker. It's the World Poker
Yeah,
Tour.
right.
Don't they play 5-card stud?
No. Well, they do
Texas
have.
Hold'em,
They
don't
play
they?
Texas Hold'em most
Yeah.
of the time.
Now, that's one I don't know.
Well, it's no different than what you're doing. You do a 7-card stud, except everybody gets their 2 down cards, and then the other ones are all up.
All 5 of them?
Mm-hmm. They're community cards. Everybody gets to play those 5. Here, look at the cards I'll show you. You're looking at me stupid. You understand what
No, I'm just...
It's played under the same rules as 7-card sub, which is what we've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're only going to get 2 down cards. Nobody else sees them. And you're basically saying, okay, well, I'm going to get my 2 plus whatever the 5 on the board are.
So, in other
And you
words,
play the best 5.
everybody has what's there,
Mm-hmm.
and use that to make the best of this.
The best 5. But it doesn't matter. If your best 5 is the 5 that are on the table, that's your best 5.
Okay.
But if you got cards in here that help and work with them, you make the best 5 out of that.
All right.
Okay. Now, there'd be betting going on at this point, but that's not the big part. It's going to happen with blinds, which is somebody puts out so much to start off with. But with the 3 of us, there's nobody really playing. The part is how you lay these cards down. The first card on the top of each time is a burn card. It doesn't get used. But then the first thing, you got your flop, which is these 3. In this case, a pair of 7s. We got the 6 of hearts, the 7 of hearts, and the 7 of diamonds. Now, everybody has a pair of 7s right now.
So if you're holding a 7, you're better
You gotta have
off.
3 of a kind, and you're doing pretty good. But that's the flop. I don't know. Okay, now I know what I have.
Okay.
She does not have the whole camera like they have on the World Poker Tour. Now, again, that's the flop. So that is the situation there. Now, when it comes to the next card, you're getting burned, and this is called the turn. And now I turn over the 6 of diamonds. So if you have
got 2 pair now.
So everybody's got 2 pair. If you got a 6 or a 7 right now, you're doing real good. You get the full house. Cards suck. Okay. And there would be another round of betting.
Right.
Now it comes back to now you come on the river. Burn the card, and the river is the 4. So now you start looking through, okay, now there's no more cards to turn. There's your 5, the 2 in your hand, that's 7. Now make your best 5. And as the betting goes on, whatever. I'd sit there, I have 2 pair with an ace high. The 7s and the 6s, and an ace high.
Okay, and I would have 2 pair with ace high.
Right?
And Shell's got a full boat.
She got the 6 of spades. She'd win because she's got the boat.
She's like, huh? What? I did what?
Sounds good to me.
Here's the situation. If there's money on the table, you'd be doing this.
Oh.
Pulling it.
Sweet.
You win.
You've played euchre before.
Been a long time since I played euchre.
From what I understand, they're going to start a euchre
Euchre
thing at Kicking Wings.
It might be worthwhile learning to play again.
I'm going to go up there and maybe we do a show on it.
Don't see why
You know,
not.
It's a partner
That's
game.
if you lived through the RACIN.
Oh, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to try to make sure I'm not constantly watching that rearview mirror to see what you're doing, but...
You don't have to worry about looking in the rearview mirror to find me, buddy boy.
You know?
I'm either going to be beside you or in front of you.
Yeah. My teammates...
Which is where I have to start worrying about, because this joker has absolutely no problem bump drafting.
And I do that on 19.
Oh boy.
As I said, he has no problem bump drafting.
You know, but you are finally becoming quite an established passenger driver.
Actually, I've learned this, you need the navigator.
Right?
And it'd be so much easier if I was up in a tower being able to tell you everything, but it's just like the same as when I was driving with Walt for all the trips to Sanford. Very simple. As we're on the interstate, he couldn't stand being in traffic either. And he has less patience than I do.
Right.
So it'd be like, okay, well, you've got 3 car lengths on the right, but you got to get a hold of this jackass that's coming up on us from behind. And he would just very simply, okay, fine. Whoop! The man was playing pole position all across I-4.
Yeah. That's about how I drive down 19, though, but we got a rhythm now. You know, Vinny keeps me apprised on what's on this side. And works pretty good.
Yeah, it's just calling the spot and the things for you and navigating. I actually am very happy I don't do that I-4 trip anymore. There's a obstacle in I-4 around exit 85.
What's that?
You come off of this one overpass, and when it comes down, you actually have a dip. It's actually in a V.
Really?
And we were on one trip coming across that one. We hit that particular bump at about 100 miles an hour, and the poor guy that was in the back of the Durango got launched into the headliner. That was the first problem. His head hit the headliner. But when he came back down, he was getting goosed by the seatbelt buckle.
Oh, wow.
Anyone I know?
Scott Evil.
Ah.
He was...
He deserves it.
No, he didn't.
You remember Scott, right? Announcer at Bourbon Street. Long hair.
The voice of violence. Oh, yeah, just let him get drunk and let him announce. That was always a trip and a half.
You don't remember him? Long black hair.
Kind of a bad memory.
You know the only one she remembers? Johnny Armani.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Go figure. Did you get that article I sent over, the link for it, about the Monster Energy drinks? That they were investigating to see if that was it was causing heart problems?
I sent that over to Johnny.
Yeah.
Told him that, he should contact these people.
Definitely.
You're living proof. And
Yeah, he's living proof now.
Yeah, he's lucky proof.
Tried to 7 out on us. That's not funny.
Yeah.
7 out. Tried to
Die.
die. Yeah. I was trying to run another way of putting that without being blunt, but
Well, actually, he did more than try to die. He died. He just didn't stay dead. He was gone for 12 minutes.
Wow.
And
Very lucky.
or SOB wouldn't stay down.
paramedics got there. They zapped him, I think it was 6 or 8 times. And then on the way to the hospital, they had to zap him again. And it really sucked. I was at the police station when they called. I was giving them my video. And cop comes out, the hospital just called. I was like, well, how's he doing? And the cop was like, well, they said they didn't think he was going to make it through the night.
Wow.
You talk about a shitty ride home.
Yeah.
Then I knew I had to let you and my daughter know before they read it all over the internet.
Right.
Being that I was there.
Right.
I was at home playing cards with friends when I got the call, and it was all right. I changed clothes, told everybody let's go, and down to the hospital we went.
Right.
And that's one of the few times where Howard and I were on the same page and there was no animosity. And we all know that Howard and I can't stand one another, but
Right.
on that night it was one of our boys, because he wrestled for ASW just like he did FUW.
Yeah, he wrestled for all of them, really.
You put away.
He's
Petty.
changed a lot, though. You know how he used to have that? Yeah, it's all me. I'm Johnny, and now he's getting a little more rougher edge on him, I think, which is good. I told him he should really play it up, as now instead of just being the Johnny Armani, have that what's that split personality thing?
Split personality.
Well, I mean, they have a technical like schizophrenia or something like that. You know what I'm talking about.
You're looking at dual personalities. It's
Well, I told him he needed to go with the dual personality. Have the Johnny Armani, and then have Johnny Demonic, and do the evil Johnny.
great. Now we're looking for a bipolar wrestler.
Hey,
I already had that with Big J.
The wrestler that died in the ring went to hell and came back, brother. You
Oh,
know how much?
great, good. The Constantine of the wrestling world.
Well, he's got to fight himself too. He's torn. You know what I'm saying? It could be a great.
I don't
gimmick.
really want to hear about Johnny Armani having to beat himself. Okay, that's just not something I need to hear about.
I think I'd like to hear about that.
You probably would. You'd volunteer to help, I'm sure. So your boyfriend go to Blazes and...
Johnny, you heard that. She wants to,
It would... somebody like Johnny Armani getting offers like that, joking or serious, that doesn't surprise me. The one that surprised me was Mandrake.
Wow.
I had an incident at ASW. I had these two blondes come up to me asking me if they could sign a waiver. They wanted to fight someone in the ring. And I'm like, what?
Right.
And I'm looking at them like... I said,
Now they wanted to fight Mandrake?
No. Let me finish and I'll
Alright.
explain. I'm trying to figure out why. And then after a while I finally said, it doesn't matter why. They had a contest coming in after the wrestling was done, so I really didn't have any leeway to add a match. Usually I'd have had the waiver signed and said, go ahead,
Right.
2 girls that are going to fight, go ahead, have a blast.
Right.
No, that wasn't the situation. They didn't want to fight one another. They wanted to fight somebody else. That somebody else turned out to be Ferrari. They were fighting over Mandrake.
Oh.
And I'm just like, I don't believe this.
Now, you couldn't have gotten that scheduled for the following week.
They were going out of town, the next night, so it was one of those things. It was going to be that night or nothing.
So you
but they
couldn't-
wanted Mandrake, and I'm going.
You couldn't pull a match with Biff or Epic for that?
No, I couldn't.
Damn.
I didn't know that it was Ferrari that they were going after until it was close to the end of the night.
Wow.
And I'm
That
going.
was good.
They were going. And then I had to tell Mandrake about it, and he's like, "What?" Of course, any guy has his ego stroked at that point. It's like, 2 girls want to fight us? No. The 2 girls wanted to fight your wife Ferrari to take you home tonight. And he was like, 3 girls were going to fight over me. Whoa! And I'm just looking at Mandrake, I'm going, how much beer have you had? Because
Right.
you remember, I used to have to give him and Butch beer to keep them from
Well, yeah,
jumping
you
in the
used to
ring.
bring buckets back there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, to those 2 especially. Still want to keep the locker room safe. When you have
Yeah,
Butch and Mark.
They like that Mexican stuff, too. What was it, Dos Equis or something? Or
They,
Chihuahuas?
I know they would drink the Dos Equis, but I usually had to get Coronas with a lime.
Coronas, Mexican, same thing, yeah. I knew it was something with Mexican.
Hey, as long as I didn't have to drink that Bud Light lime, I didn't care.
Right?
That stuff was nasty.
I hear that. You ever, there was one Mexican one that had a picture of an old train actually printed on the front, on the glass, you know?
Okay.
And it was a Mexican one. I can't remember the name of it, but that was some awesome beer.
The worst beer I ever drank was that Red Stripe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But you know what's even worse?
I'm
Blatz. You ever tried Blatz?
No.
Don't.
No, I don't drink that much anyway. If I'm gonna drink beer, it being the one that's gonna most likely knock me on my ass, I just want to get there quick. It's like
Right.
give me a couple, give me a beer that's strong.
See,
Some of those dark beers are real good about that.
Oh,
yeah,
Amberbach
yeah.
used to be good at it, and you just knock me on my ass.
I used to like the same Poly Girls Dark. That was a pretty good thick beer.
I never tried that.
No, that's a pretty good one. But for a while there, I was on a kick. I wanted to try all kinds of different beers.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got that beer of the month club, didn't you?
No. But up in my attic, I've got 5 or 6 bar cases. What's that, like 24 bottles? And yeah, there's like you say, 5 or 6 of
They've
them
been in
full.
your attic?
Oh, they're all empty.
Oh.
But each beer, there's no 2 alike. There's 125 different beers in there that I've tried. And I'll tell you a nasty one. You ever tried an oatmeal beer?
No.
Don't. That is
Tried some
disgusting.
cookie, but that wasn't beer.
Right.
No, you know, because when I worked in D.C., you got all these different ethnic delis there. You name it, there's a deli
Right.
from that country in the D.C. area.
Yeah.
So I
Same
tried
thing
a lot
for
of
New
the
York
different
or
beers.
Philly. You're gonna have the.
I've tried the rice beer. Don't.
Oh.
Oatmeal beer? No. But, you know, at lunch I would always, if they had something I wasn't too sure about, I'd get, one of the, that I never tried, and get something I did like, Bud or something just in case. But yeah, I pretty much so can remember how they all taste. I don't remember, but yeah, that was good, that was bad. That was really bad. But yeah, one day I'm going to have to pull them out of the attic and see what's left of them. Yeah, and I mean, this was,
You said they're all empty.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this was 30,
I'm just seeing these
30
beers
years ago.
that have been in the attic, in the heat, in Florida.
Oh,
These
goodness.
things have got to be. Hey, you know what? You know, we're talking about beers. Now I'm getting hungry. Where the hell are those subs?
I don't know, man. It seems like we've been here damn near an hour.
Probably have been. What the? He's got Harley beer.
Yeah, actually, the one I'm looking for seems to be gone. We had one beer that has never been opened, but yet is half empty.
Weird.
And I bought it brand new. It was full when we bought it. I bought a 6-pack of them, gave one to different friends, and had this one for the longest time, and it was half empty. It was full when we first got it, though. And other people have told me they've seen that happen before, too. And it's not open. You can squeeze it. It's got the pressure and all, but half the beer is gone.
Weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ghost drank the beer.
Possible. You know. But yeah, nice little racing collection.
Yeah, I see that. I knew you were a NASCAR person, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and one of the last races I was at. I know he's going to have something to say to this one. But you know what these are?
Well, that's a Crown Royal bag, dude.
Yeah. Still not knowing, huh?
It could be dice or marbles. I don't know.
Nuts! All my nuts. And if you'll notice, that's from Harvick's car. That's from that must be Casey.
What did you do? Run by the pit and start snagging lug nuts from the wall?
One use only. They use them one time in pitching.
Oh.
Okay. So how'd you get them? Were you dumpster diving for the lug nuts?
At the end of the race, just if you're up by pit wall, there's hundreds of them. You figure if they come in 4 or 5 times for a pit stop and change tires, that's 20 each time. Just getting thrown over to the side. And they have this one guy, you've probably heard of him, Lug Nuts? Like a mascot.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around and he'll collect them all, and then they'll go to like the Hall of Fames and those type of museums.
Yeah.
And they'll sell them and donate them to, you know, children's causes.
Okay.
But this one particular race, I went and got like 5 or 6 different drivers. Got 5 nuts of each. And like I said, I got some Earnhardt in here. That's Mark Martin. Harvick.
Yeah, it's not like innuendo
31.
doesn't come across on our show normally.
Oh, right.
Right, you know. But
Jokes
usually,
just right
usually I don't bring my
sometimes.
nuts for everybody to play with. And there's, who's that?
That looks like number 20.
Yeah. Any help?
Oh, okay. Tony
Yeah.
Stewart.
These are Stewart's nuts, yeah. Yeah, what a prick he was the first time I met him. I thought we were going to get into a fight. And, yeah, he's standing there talking
about
to
nuts,
somebody.
now we're talking about pricks.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, he's just standing
This
there
conversation is definitely more for you than me at this point.
But anyway, he's sitting there talking to some guy. He's done talking. I was like, hey, Tony, how's it going? Good to meet you. Put my hand out, asked him if I could get an autograph. He pulls his hand back.
Wow.
I was like, damn, I guess it's true what they say about you. He turned around and looked at me and goes, yeah, what's that? I said, that you're a progressive asshole. I thought he was going to hit me. And
that would have been worth money.
Yeah, and he turned around.
NASCAR itself would have been like, just shut this guy up.
Right? So he walked away, but the following year I was at Daytona in the garage area. He walked by me. I said, hey, Tony, how's it going? Good luck this weekend. He walked by, hey, okay. Well, he walked by me again. So I says, oh, you did it. You walked by me twice. You got to give me an autograph now. And sure enough, he did, which was pretty cool. In fact, I didn't even bring the hat out. I was going to bring the hat out. But at that particular time, I think they were still driving Chevys. They hadn't gone back over to the Pontiacs.
Okay.
And I had my Ford racing hat. And he signed my Ford racing hat. You know who else signed it too?
I'm afraid to ask.
Jeff Gordon. Well, you know, he's a puny little guy.
I had the opportunity to crush that midget at the Coca-Cola 400 one year, and for some ungodly reason, I was being nice to him. I should have crushed him when I had the chance.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it's funny. I keep forgetting that I am 6'2" and 300 pounds. I don't think about the fact of how large I appear to other people.
Well, you know, he's what, about 5'8" and about 140.
Is he 5'8"?
I don't think he's shorter than I am.
Like I said, is he even 5'8"?
Oh yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. He's a small guy.
There's a picture, I had it up on the old MySpace. Does anybody still use MySpace?
What?
MySpace.
MySpace. Never heard of it.
Yeah. But yeah, when we were doing Facebook, hadn't become quite so popular. MySpace was the one. But there's a picture. It was the 60th anniversary of NASCAR.
Okay.
It was the we used to call it the Firecracker 400, but now it was the Coke Zero 400 that year. Buddy of mine, Jimmy Mack. You know Jimmy Mack.
Right.
We were back in the pits. We actually got to the point where we were back on that alley in between the fenced-in racing area
and driver compound.
Gotcha. And where the drivers had their RVs and were parked in. So he's going back, I guess, to get his gear for the race.
Right.
And my buddy and I are there, and it's like, hey, Jeff. That was the year that Junior had become part of the Hendrick Racing team.
Okay.
That's why I didn't kill him, because now he was Junior's partner. I figured, okay, now this schmuck will actually help Junior a little bit, and vice versa. I should have crushed him. I went to shake his hand, and he's looking at me, and you got the picture of me with my hand out to shake hands, and he's kind of looking at that, do I shake this monster's hand, or do I just run for my life?
Right.
And I'm going, I should have just pancaked that miserable side when I had the shot, because we go into the race. Does he help Junior and Jimmy Johnson in that race? No. He helps one of the Bush brothers.
Can't stand either one of them either.
You can't help your own teammates?
Right.
I'm like, I should have crushed the midget.
I met him at Daytona one year.
That's where we were, Daytona.
And it was dark. You know, it was a February race. And he was heading towards driver compound. And normally anytime you see him, there's like 8, 10, 15 people around him, his entourage.
Right.
Well, this time he was all by himself.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not big, but I'm sure ugly looking. And to somebody his size, when someone leathers the whole works, I well, hey,
yeah.
Hey, Jeff, can I get your autograph? He took one look at me, took the hat, kept kept going. And it was pretty cool because, you know, I could have actually probably really screwed him. No, seriously, financially. It voids his contract to sign anything other than Chevy.
Oh.
That's in their contracts. So, but I could have got money out of it.
Oh, the hell with it.
Yeah, if I only known then.
But that's what I smell.
Ah!
You finally got here.
Wow.
They had to go kill the cows, I guess.
Thank you.
Cool.
No problem. Thank you.
So that must mean we're coming to the end of our show then, if they're serving us. They don't want us out here. So.
I was taught not to talk with my mouth full anyway.
Right.
Oh, okay.
See, if I did something like that,
Well, you know what?
table,
Do me a favor. Take a bite.
No.
I had the mistake one time of saying something cross at dinner, and my grandmother.
Hey, didn't one of us order French fries? I could have swore somebody ordered French fries.
I just remember I said the wrong thing at dinner. The next thing I saw, my grandmother just backhanding me.
Oh,
I go rolling out of the chair. I get back up. I kind of push the chair toward the table, sat back down, look at my phone. I'm like, what did I say? It wasn't even asking, you know, why did I get hit? You were talking and you got hit, so you had to have said something. But my grandmother was, I think, like 87, 88 at the time, and backhanded me out of a chair. I'm just like,
Wow.
You'll never talk about duck at the dinner table again, will you?
You know, it's funny.
All right.
In all my days, my father was, you know, police officer, construction worker. He was the man of the house with no question. The only person I ever saw chase him out of his own kitchen was my grandmother. She's beating him in the head with a wooden spoon.
Oh, goodness.
Well, at least it's not one of them rolling pins.
That's only because it wasn't in her hand. She had one of those.
Gotcha.
That explained why she backhanded me and I went rolling out of the chair.
Gotcha.
Don't mess with those old timers. There is strong, and then there's old man strong. And the same thing, you know, for the females. There's that, you know, there's a strong woman, and then you have that old-fashioned woman, the one that did all the baking and the cooking and the rolling out the pasta herself. And those are the ones you don't mess with.
Yeah.
If they tell you they're going to hit you with something, do whatever they say to not get hit.
Right. So, all right, we better wind this down. Look for the race Saturday. We'll be previewing that next week. I know you'll
Am I
have some
gonna
fun
fit in
trying
this
to
car?
keep up with me. That may be an issue too, huh? Damn, I didn't think about that.
I'll find a way.
See, that's one way you got out of the parachuting, because they only allow up to 220 pounds, and I know you're well past that.
Damn right.
But anyway, as you see, we're not on Talk Slam Radio anymore, but Sparky's Wild Side will be here for the rest of your life.
Salud.